Okay, folks, today we're going to talk about the documentation that came with the Hero 2000 robot and the accessories that I bought with my package as well. You can see there's quite a few manuals. Let's start out with, for example, the assembly manual. This manual addresses the basic robot without accessories. Goes through identifying all the parts, and then walks you through putting each and every part on the board or the assembly. Includes motor boards and encoders, backplane, keyboard, power supply, charger, circuit cards, motor control, circuit card, torso, base, head, and so on. And for example, for the motor controller circuit board, you go through a parts list. Every part in that is identified. And then you go through every part and check it off as you put it in the circuit board or the assembly. And if there's any further definition required for each one of these sub-assemblies, they go into gory detail. So this book addresses the basic robot. If you happen to buy the remote console, you have an exact same kind of format where it goes through and identifies piece parts and the process to put each piece part in there. For example, keyboard assembly, here's your parts identified, and then the step-by-step assembly for that. So if you got the remote console, which most everybody did, there's the assembly of that. If you bought the ARM, not everybody bought the ARM, but same thing goes here. In other words, there's identification of parts, and here we go. Here's the parts list and the detailed procedures that went with it. Now, I don't know if you can see, there's a Scotch tape page here. So when I bought this unit, they were still putting out addendums to these instructions on a regular basis for you to edit your manuals. But anyway, if you got the ARM, there was the ARM instructions. And if you bought the ARM, you got the ARM controller card. Again, parts identification and assembly. I bought the demo ROM, and you can see all of the things that the demo ROM does for this robot in other videos. But again, there's even a booklet on how to plug in the ROM. Auto docking accessory. I bought that accessory. I've used it very little, but it allows the robot to orient itself in a room as it compares to where the power charger is. It locates the charger and drives backwards at the power charger and plugs itself in. It's kind of cool, but it's more trouble than it's worth. It's easier just to walk over to the robot and back it into the thing. Anyway, if you bought the auto docking accessory, here's the instructions on how to put it together, piece by piece. Now, that's the assembly of the robot and accessories. They also provide a technical manual. In the technical manual, they go through things like specification for everything, how to disassemble it, which is handy if you are hunting down a problem and you need to know which screws to undo first. Various adjustments are identified here. It even has a in case of difficulty section, a theory of operation. That's very interesting too. After all, this is an educational project as opposed to a toy. Circuit descriptions. It goes into detailed circuit descriptions of every part of the robot. Talks about replacement parts and peripheral programming and computer architecture. So this is a very good book. It includes a whole lot of vendor notes on integrated circuits and other parts in here, which is more detail than most folks will be interested in. There's also a user's manual, and the user's manual is very useful. You'll see it's well worn. It takes you through, once you've got a working robot, how to get started, care and maintenance, operation theory, general information, basic programming. It goes into gory detail there, defining all aspects of the basic language. Let's see. And as you will see, it very quickly gets into basic programming, and it goes through every instruction of the matrix language. You want to do matrix manipulation in basic, there you go. And that's the bulk of what this manual is, the basic language. Oh, there was a good one. Phoneme sequences in the speech aspect of the robot. Very gory detail. Let's see, that's it. So that's the list of manuals that I got with the kit that I purchased. And as you can tell, there's sticky notes in it, and that happened after I built it, and most recently started to put it back together. That's how I got to the sections that needed to be addressed. That's it for now. We'll talk about the schematics and other documentation next.